Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Thank you for coming this evening. I did not plan on doing this live. I kid you not. I said I needed a couple of days off with so much stuff going on, but this is becoming an issue with how people start becoming sheep and they just want to latch on and attach themselves to people that are popular. It's a little sad. So I need my critical thinkers in the live tonight. Hey, Shayla. Hey, me. Hey, Belle. Hey, Nivea. I need my critical thinkers. I need my people who don't give a damn if someone is popular or not. We're going to just look at the possibilities and even the facts in this situation. I decided to do this live because I had numerous people, whether it was in my personal life, my YouTube life, who were like, "You're too hard on Risa Tisa. You know, she's a survivor. She's a conqueror. You know, she represents all the women who've had these sorry ass ninjas, these sorry ass men. How dare you? She's not being malicious. She's sincere." Okay. All right. Here's my thing. Look, maybe she is being very sincere. But again, the question still comes into play. Why 3 years after you were done with him do you decide to do this? Okay. Why after 3 years would you decide to do this? Hey, Tashonda. Hey, Yuli. And so there were a couple of things that I did see, but I didn't put two and two together until you guys know how I have hawk eyes. But then my OG Chris crew people also have hawk eyes as well. And there were just a couple of things, like I told you guys, that weren't adding up for me. Certain things that she was saying and the timing of it all just wasn't adding up. Now, again, if this is her hustle or whatever the case may be, then so be it. It's her hustle. But to make it seem like this was truly for the betterment of all women so they can see the red flags and the signs or whatever the case may be, do I necessarily believe that? Yeah, I don't know. Because here's the reality. If they're just as naive, I wouldn't even say naive, if they're just as desperate as you claim that you were, I don't care how many TikToks you're going to do, they're still going to sit up there and act a damn fool regardless and still deal with the guy. So regardless on how many TikToks you do, a woman or a man is going to do what they want to do, even if it's stupid. So, but okay, you claim you're doing this for the women. But I've said this before on my channel. I'm going to play this, and I want to know, based on what you hear on this video, do you possibly have a different perspective? So let me play it.
Update. Today is Monday, February 26, 2024. Earlier today, Legion's older brother, Chris, reached out to my friend, Tracy Tripp, an attorney here in Metro Atlanta. He called her firm to ask how he can get in contact with me. Tracy, being the friend that she is, basically had the attitude of, "I don't know you. You're going to have to verify." Remember, trust, but verify. Chris did exactly that. On the phone, he verified, because I was on speakerphone when she called me, that he was in fact the older brother. I felt comfortable. I called him from my personal phone. I called him at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He and I spoke, and there were two things that he asked for me to clear up. Here it is. Number one, Legion's mother passed away first. His father passed away a few years later. It was at the father's funeral that Legion brought his ex-wife, and apparently there was an altercation of some kind between Legion and his older brother. They have not seen each other since the father's funeral. The information that I initially gave in my 50-part series was that they have not seen each other since the mother's funeral. So I want to clarify, they have not seen each other since the father's funeral. Secondly, Chris wanted me to also let you all know that their parents, though they are passed away, the parents did everything they could to get Legion psychiatric help. At one point, they were taking him to different therapists and psychologists. He's been diagnosed as a kid with both bipolar and schizophrenia. I did not know this. Chris informed me today, Monday, February 26th, during that phone call, that their father came out of retirement to help pay for the medications. And as Legion got older, he refused to take them. Did not know that. I say all this to say that Chris gave me permission to go ahead and relay this message to everyone to clear up some things that were said in the 50-part series. This to say again, I take responsibility and be accountable for the series that I put out, that 50-part series. So if I said something that was incorrect, I have no issue making sure that I correct it as best I can. However, let me be very clear, ladies and gentlemen. I know what my ex-husband put me through. I cannot speak for anyone else. I can only speak on my experience. I realize that this story sounds absolutely outrageous, but it's true. I filmed it the way I did for a reason, because it's true. I gave you details because it's true, and I stand on that. You all have a wonderful day. And last but not least, to Chris and Tracy, I thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Okay, so we now know, according to her and the brother, that Legion was diagnosed at a very early age. As a child, apparently, he was diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. Does that change your perspective on this? Because it's one thing to just be a liar to lie. It's another thing if you have a chemical imbalance in your brain. That's another thing. Okay. And I know, especially in our community, well, I should say in my community, because there are people on this live and people who are listening who are not a part of the Black community, but the Black community still has certain stereotypes when it comes to mental illness. Okay. So we know that now apparently he was diagnosed with this. Hey, April. Hey, Nene. We know that he was diagnosed with this. And for those who either know people with these mental illnesses or work with people with these mental illnesses, they would know that a lot of them sometimes they don't like to take their medicine. Okay? And what I'm saying is, no, I'm not saying does it make a difference on her end. I'm saying, does it make a difference on how you look at Legion? That's what I'm saying. Does it make a difference? Because someone with bipolar and schizophrenia and they're not taking medicine, half of the time I doubt they really know what the hell they're doing. He's not a pathological liar. He has a chemical imbalance in his brain, which is why he's probably never had a healthy relationship, from his family to his exes to so-called friends. He literally has a chemical imbalance. Okay. Now, with that being said, something tells me, and this is just my opinion, she did several parts, if I'm not mistaken, on the conversation she had with the big brother, Chris. I just, for some reason, doubt very seriously, but again, this is my opinion, that Chris didn't tell her back then he was diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. Anybody who knows, that's one of the first things when family or whatever the case may be, when they hear that someone is behaving badly or doing things that are inappropriate, typically those are one of the first, that's one of the first things people say. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with X, Y, and Z, and he is not taking his medicine, or more than likely, he's not taking his medicine. So, the fact that she had this long, elaborate conversation and she was in detail about how Chris and her had this long conversation, how he doesn't F with his own brother, that somewhere in that conversation 3 years ago, there was no talks of him being diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. I don't know about that. Now, unless he did mention it to her back then and she didn't want to say anything, and now she feels like she wants to give permission. But understand that this is a girl who claims she studied psychology. Y'all remember she said that, right? She said she studied psychology. You study psychology, even if you didn't get your degree in it. A mixture of psychology and hell, maybe even discernment, would tell you something wasn't right with him, with his highs and lows and different things that he was doing and how he would just lie to lie, that maybe something isn't right besides him just being an ain't no good dude. All right? It just, to me, definitely, easily, especially in this day and age where you can easily have Google, YouTube as a resource, that you literally couldn't pick up on something, that there may be a chemical imbalance somewhere. All right? But she did say in that video, she stands by her 50 TikToks. And she takes accountability and responsibility for all the things she did and said in her 50 TikToks. Did you not just hear that? Well, let me show you something else. And I saw this, and I'm going to shout you out. I hope I sent you a DM. I don't know if you got it, but I'm going to shout out to an OG crew member, me, because I saw this, but at the time, I damn sure didn't know the real people behind this. But she confirmed something to me today that said, damn, I saw it, but it didn't click. So when I don't have my hawk eyes, my OG crew damn sure do. So check this out. Look at the screen, shall we? Now pay close attention to her hat. Do y'all see that says McCoy? Let me play. Let me go back. Look at the hat. Look close on the side in the gold. Does that say McCoy? MCCOY. Does that say McCoy? Did y'all see it? Or do you need me to play it back again? Because we didn't need to see that. We didn't need to hear her. We just need to visually see it. So, you were claiming that you were done with this man. You were claiming that at the end of the day, this is over. You have learned your lesson. You're done. It's finito, finata. And yet, you have a hat on with his last name on it. Interesting. Do y'all think that was by accident? Especially when she said that she damn near threw everything that he sat on, ate on, whatever the case may be, she threw away, except the heels that he bought her. But she threw everything away, but she has that hat on. And this is part 13. Matter of fact, I want to say it started in part 11 or part 12, because she had this outfit on for a couple of parts. So Can someone explain that to me, especially the ones who keep defending her? Because let me tell you something. I got people saying, why can't we just be happy for her success? Success. For me, maybe I'm old school, but success is when you work hard and you're striving for a certain goal and you work hard and you're dedicated to the craft or you're dedicated to your job and you end up getting rewarded because of that. That's my definition of success. Now, the last time I checked, we didn't hear anything about mental or physical abuse. We heard he was a liar who took care of the house bills. We heard he was a liar who claimed he went to college and played football, but still took care of the house bills. Now, I know if you personally, ladies who are in this chat, or even men who are in this chat, because we're going to talk about this, because let's be clear, I am a Black woman and I support my sisters, but I'll be damned if I'm about to sit up there and make it seem like that all guys ain't shit. Because it's getting to that point where you have people literally saying, see, every guy's a legion. She just proved that all guys ain't shit. No. Absolutely not on this channel. That's not, we not about to do that. I can joke and say when a guy ain't something, I'm gonna call him a legion, but I'm not about to sit up there and have that stereotype that every man ain't ish. It's just not about to happen. It's not. So yeah, and bought her a car. And bought her a car. So we literally have a guy who lied a lot, but I know if y'all didn't personally go through it, you know women who went through their savings being wiped out, credit being destroyed, getting jail time, families being destroyed, lives being destroyed, people being unalived. We have heard some tragic stories when it comes to being blinded by what you think is love. This situation is not it. It isn't. And most of what occurred was due to the fact that she continued to want to be on that hamster wheel of lies because, in my opinion, financially, she wanted a handout. Now, this is my thing. I have said on here before that I would love to be a kept woman. But let me make this very clear. I've been keeping myself and striving for myself and creating goals and executing those goals and literally reaching above and beyond those goals for myself my whole entire life. And I think we need to have an honest conversation about if you are even worthy of being kept. If we can easily say that men are not worthy, all men are not worthy of having a good woman, we can easily say that there are some women out there who don't deserve to be kept. And I damn sure am not talking about her size, because of course we got ignorant people out there like someone on the radio saying she has big back energy, which was ignorant as hell. Not talking about her size. I don't think she's an ugly woman at all. I am talking about that don't have this mentality that just because you are a woman, you deserve to be kept and taken care of, when what the hell are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? Let's have the honest conversation. Because see, I'm one of those women, I'm one of those Black women that at the end of the day, I love my sisters, but every sister don't deserve what she thinks she deserves. Okay? Let's just call it what the hell it is. Because like I said, if all men, there's some men out there who don't deserve good women, there are some women out there who don't deserve good men. So, we see the McCoy hat. We see that all of a sudden we're finding out after 50 plus parts that he is bipolar and he has schizophrenia. Now that I know this, I'm a little bit more lenient when it comes to Legion because, again, I have seen people with those mental illnesses. It's no joke. Without the proper therapy and medication, he will probably never be able to have a good relationship, a healthy relationship. That's just what it is. He's never going to, which is why we have heard the consistent back and forth between the ladies that he has been with and his family, allegedly, because we haven't heard directly from his family. We're only hearing from his family through Risa. So now that I know this, I said, well, damn, here we are. He has a chemical imbalance. And as much as we think that we can just write people off and just call them crazy, that is a serious mental illness, you guys. It's a serious mental illness. This is probably why he has no problem, because his mind is he has a chemical imbalance. His mind drifts off to other places because of his chemical imbalance. So and again, there's certain parts of people who are bipolar aren't stupid. You have some very intelligent bipolar people. You have some very creative bipolar people. I don't know if Kanye West officially got diagnosed with being bipolar, but I do know when I used to be a super duper fan of Kanye West, this is when before College Dropout came out, and he used to have mixtapes. He actually had a song called Dream Illas, and I'm not going to say the word, Dream Illas. It was an actual mixtape song. And he said, I believe, I can't remember the exact line, but he said that the doctors told his mom that he was bipolar and he had ADD. He said that years back, and we have definitely seen his behavior. So no doubt that they're not dumb. They just have a chemical imbalance. And sometimes their mind goes places that you're like, what the hell is going on? But it does go there. You know what I mean? And they can sometimes over exaggerate stuff, also known as lying, because again, the chemical imbalance. Let me see what you guys are saying, because I'm talking my head off. And I am going to do an open panel tonight. So for those who want to come up, get ready, because I'm over this whole, well, she a black woman, you should just automatically support her. Hell no. Hell no. No. All skin folks ain't kin folks. It is what it is. And why is it so hard to believe that this woman, who probably maybe wanted popularity and influence, because I'm you guys, I'm just going to be honest, I'm not a big fan of influencers. Influencers typically don't have talent. They just found a way in a niche to become popular on social media. So then all these brands start coming in and wanting them to promote their stuff, and they get paid off of it. Not really a talent, it's more of a hustle. But why is it so hard to believe that maybe, just maybe, she devised this plan? She came up with a plan and said, I want some status. I want some clout. I want to take these trips, but I don't have the means to do it myself. Even if I get 10,000 people who may like it, maybe they will support me. They will support my journey. They will support me going on these trips of the places that I want to go. I don't see why it is so hard to believe that maybe she planned this, plotted this from the beginning, and said, y'all want a story? Y'all want a story? Well, I'm going to give you a story, and let's see if it's going to stick. And then if it sticks, great. Now I have the popularity and the influence that I've always wanted, and all I had to do was tell a story. And then the problem is, you have so many women out there who have been traumatized. The trauma bonding comes in. And they want to bond with a woman who's been with the ain't shit dude her damn self. And then we see what we've constantly seen for the past decade or so, that being a victim can make you a lot of money. It can really make you a lot of money. It can really get you attention. It can. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, you guys are going in. I love it. You guys are going in. And make sure you hit the like button on the way in. On the way in. Oh, you guys are really going in. Let's see. Okay, so that was no accident. You talking about the hat? That was no accident. Was she was hoping someone would dox him, allegedly. She still kept the narcissism. People have had people find strangers on TikTok. No way she didn't think someone would find him. I agree with you, Chris. And bought her a car. Yeah, he bought her that Nissan, right? He helped buy her Nissan. His name was on it. I want to say that trauma can be a hard thing to overcome. A person can be done with a relationship but still heal through trauma years later. True, Nivea. But at the same time, is this really her therapy by doing this TikTok? Is it? Is it really her therapy? And here's why.
Part 52 of why the I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't worry. But guess what, guys? I'm going to London and Paris. I'm so excited. It is official. I get to go to London and Paris, the two cities I have been wanting to go to since I was in high school. And you guys, I'm going to make the most of this trip. I want to see Westminster Abbey. I want to see the Tower of London. I want to see Buckingham Palace. What up, Charles? I'm trying to see it all. Then I'm trying to catch a flight over to Paris, or should I take a train? I want to see the Eiffel Tower. I want to see the Palace of Versailles, the Hall of Mirrors. I want to see the Louvre. I want to eat an eclair at a nice French cafe. I want to experience everything. But here's the thing. Where should I stay? What places should I visit? What places should I eat at? So if you've ever been to London or Paris, or if you live there, please put in the comments your suggestions. Because again, I want to do this trip right. And before you guys even ask, of course I'm taking you with me. Of course I'm going to document everything and do a series on it. Now, don't worry. It won't be 50 parts, but what it will be is entertaining and it will be thorough. And you know it'll be detailed and descriptive. So I just need your help. I need your suggestions. Where do you suggest that I go when I go to London, when I go to Paris? How do you suggest I get around? Should I take the metro? Should I get an Oyster card? Like all of these things I really want to know. Why? Because it's time to plan and prepare for hashtag Risa in Europe. So excited. You can't tell me nothing. I'm about to order some new hair. I'm about to get a new outfit or two. I'm about to go into Atlanta, Hartsfield Jackson International Airport looking fly me Delta Airlines. I don't know if I'm going to get first class, but I will try for comfort. But it's okay because I'm so excited to do this. I'm so excited I get the opportunity to go. And now that
She gonna buy some new hair. She gonna take Delta. She made sure she said that name. She don't know she gonna be able to get first class though, but she gonna try to get comfort. If you using your own money, why can't you get first class? Or is someone sponsoring her to go on these trips? So why is it far stretched to say maybe this was the plan from the beginning and it worked? Just maybe. Just maybe this was the plan from the beginning. She went from literally, it almost seemed like there was a switch. Her first 10 videos, her first, where she had the rollers in her hair and all of that stuff, she seemed very unsure of herself. But as time went on, in my opinion, and as more people started following her, it became a whole different Risa, and she made sure she wanted to shout out what she wanted, places she's been, what she desired. Hell, now she posting that she got freaking t-shirts in that I'm going to London and Paris. She has on a Who the F Did I Marry shirt. Come on. Like, seriously. Now, one thing I want to say here, and Nene made a good point. I feel like because she's a bigger woman, people want her to be a victim. But if she looked like the preference, people would tell her to pick better, etc. Or what she gets because she, or that's what she gets because she's a gold digger. Exactly. I think a lot of it has to do with the look and people and their stereotypes or whatever the case may be. If she was every stereotype you could think of, the features and all, they will be saying, she was a gold digger. Why didn't you leave him? Because you was getting your bills paid. But in this situation, just be happy for her, and there's no malicious intent or there's no hustle or scheme possibly involved in this. Why? Why? Let me see. I am still perplexed at how she was broke with him paying. And yeah, because there was one part where she said when randomly somebody came to her house, remember, and I stopped in one of the videos where she said, was this the sheriff that came because, they was serving me or something like that because I didn't pay a credit card bill? Remember when she said that? Even if you were behind on bills, because the struggle is real when you're trying to do it by yourself and maybe you're not getting paid as much or your bills are too high, the struggle can be real, when you're doing it by yourself. But then when someone comes in, even if he is a liar, paying all of the house bills, wouldn't that be the time to catch up on the bills that you've probably neglected over the past couple of months? All she did was house a homeless liar charity work. I want a partner, not to, yeah, exactly. I rather we keep it together. I can't stand Charlemagne. Yeah, a lot of people don't like Charlemagne. Um, I think she thought he was slow and she was happy to take his money. I just don't really know what she was thinking, but my whole point about this is what was really the point, and the fact that people are trying to make it seem like I'm purposely, attacking this girl. And I'm just like, nah, absolutely not. But I'm also not gonna ignore it just simply because she's a fellow black woman. If it ain't adding up, it's not adding up. If the math is not math, then it's not math. And I don't care who you are. You see how I sat up there and gave my opinion on Fonnie Willis? She an educated black woman with several degrees, a damn attorney, a DA. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And if I'm looking at the situation like it's not making sense, it's not gonna make sense. You guys are going, okay. But I'm wondering if he was taking some level of medication, because I'm surprised with that diagnosis. There was never, um, yeah, you got a point. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, he was able, but there's certain levels of it too. There's some people who are worse off than others, so, but you do have a point. All skin folk, you dang on right. They not. They not. He probably had his own stuff in the trunk. Me either. I don't trust them. She called out BMW for tagging her in a TikTok but not giving her a car. Oh, she did though. She called out BMW for tagging her but not giving her a car. And so it begins. She's a business now. She's a hot commodity. But this was supposed to be about healing other women. Okay. We saw as she went on, she didn't get more anime in her story. We saw as she went on, she didn't get more anime. It not what I mean by that is she started, like, for example, she was mentioning burger places. She made sure she stressed the fact that she's always wanted to go to London and Paris. How she kept saying over and over again she wanted a BMW blue dark with cognac interior. She stressed those things because she was, in my opinion, making sure people were aware of what she wanted. It wasn't about the animation part. It was the fact that, to me, you could tell she knew more people were listening to her. She definitely wanted to profit from this whole mess. Hey, Bobby, I do not see her. I do not see her a victim in the story. I see her as a willing participant that wanted some help. I never heard her say that she loved him. Exactly. Not only did she not say that she loved him, but in any other 50 parts, she kept saying, I don't think he loved me. She said she liked him, but everything was about proof of funds, which she has a shirt called Proof of Funds. She also had an actual she also sat up there and kept saying, but I saw the bank account. I saw the information. So at a point, you never said, I saw all of the qualities in him that would make him a good father or a good husband. She never said any of that stuff. So how am I or anyone else is wrong for saying, what is this really about? Because it damn sure didn't sound like love. It sounded like you wanted a helping hand. And you went from wanting a helping hand with him and now getting a bigger helping hand with millions of people, because from my understanding, allegedly there's a GoFundMe out there for her, all because she told her story. And again, I could even see if this story was even more tragic. I can see if we truly was dealing with a snapped, we was dealing with like some truly demonic stuff where you just like, damn, like you truly survived this. Kudos to you, Queen. That is not this story. It's not this story. Well, I'm sharing my story next. Y'all make sure y'all support me seriously. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure there's people in this chat who've gone through a worse situation that wish they like, shoot, I had a liar and he was sitting up there taking money out of my bank account type of vibes. I had a liar and he was sitting up there cheating on me with my cousin or whoever. They got so many other stories that are far worse than what she said. Hey, Ruby, I feel like she lacked emotion telling her story. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely parts where I felt like I was going to sleep. And when Shayla told me to watch it, the main reason why I wanted to watch it with y'all because I knew I was gonna stay alert. If I would have sat up there and just watched it, you know what I'm saying, in the privacy of my home, I would have fell asleep. In London, I watch the series. I'm nosy. She will be in the next Tyler Perry production. I think this was the plan. Let me tell you, I don't see why people can't assume that could possibly be the case. I mean, she could be lonely, as in the feeling of being alone. This could be her way of letting it out. I feel like everyone has prerogative to do what they want to do. I just don't want to victim blame. You think she's a victim, Nivea? Is that what you're saying? You feel like she's a victim in this situation? My thing is, I don't think she's a victim in this situation. I don't. Like, she left with her finances intact. She left with, no physical, physical A. And she didn't even talk about any verbal or mental A. It was just that he lied constantly about what he was going to provide for her and never did, and lied trying to impress about what he had and what school he went to, and that never happened. But again, you have every right to your opinion. If you think she's a victim, hey, I just don't think she's a victim. Someone alleged they are in on it to get child. I don't put it past anyone at this point. I really don't. Child, she pulled a Kim Kardashian, but honestly, this is only temporary because as soon as this passes, no one will remember it. And she don't got a Kim mama. She sure did. No, I mean, she did get more animated. I agree with you. Oh, say she did. Okay, she did get more animated. GoFundMe. They claim there's a GoFundMe out there for her. Now, I haven't seen it, but apparently there's a GoFundMe. I feel like her story was good entertainment, but I didn't feel like it was really that deep. She wasted a year with the liar, but got her bills paid. He didn't be, exactly. He was a liar that was paying her bills. A liar that was paying her bills. Okay, so he lied, but your finances, you know what I'm saying? Like it, hey, brother, you said from what? I already know, look. She got off easy. He didn't clean out. Exactly. She got off way easy. Way easy. I said from the beginning, this was her promoting her 50 chapters of nonsense. Yeah. And did you guys also notice it was 50? Kind of like 50 shades of gray? 50? 50 TikToks, 50 Shades of Gray. Come on, y'all. Am I the only one who look? And again, I'm not saying it's facts. I'm just saying sometimes it could be that there's more to it than someone simply wanting to share their testimony. I'm just saying. Just saying. There was no reason for 50 parts. I mean, I didn't want to say, but you do. Me too. I watched it with Chris Corinne. Okay, I was about to say. Hold on. She lost me the moment she said it was her turn, and she called up her friends to brag even before the day. Speaking nothing but the truth. Hold on. I am an intuitive person, and from the beginning, when my tire popped, it would have been a wrap for me. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Now she complaining about BMW not giving her a car. Yeah, someone just said that, Val. And hey, Val. Yeah. Someone just said that. So this is what I'm saying. This is not coming off as a woman who is completely overwhelmed by all of this. This is not coming off as a woman who's completely overwhelmed by all of this because she just had no idea this was going to get her some attention. This is not what is coming off. This is coming off as in my opinion, my plan worked. Now let me get everything I want. I went from one handout situation to another, just a higher level. Just a higher level. I don't know any other way. All right, you guys. So look, I'm about to I haven't done an open panel in a minute. So let me give the ground rules. Y'all know there's only certain curse words that are allowed. Okay, no F-bombs, shit, ass, even bitch is fine. Please do not drop any names of any other content creators. Yes, no other content creators, no self-promotion. Let's have an honest dialogue, critical thinking. And for those who may disagree with me, by all means, please come up here also and definitely give your opinion on the situation, as long as you're respectful. So with that being said, let me drop the link and we can have some dialogue. We can have some dialogue. She was looking to be taken care of. And she did not go into the relationship with pure intentions, in my opinion. You have every right to have your opinion. Just like people who feel like she is a victim, they have every right to have their opinion on that too. And the fact that she could have called him earlier, but she kept giving excuses to get out, her losing her baby at work, the trauma she went through getting the baby out and being in a relationship with the person that's mentally diagnosed with disorders and not finding out until after. Again, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm curious to know, after 3 years, why she want to say something now. Not after 1 year, but after 3 years, she decided to say something. And again, being in a relationship with someone after 2 weeks of being with them, while she keeps saying, yes, that was definitely stupid. It's one of those things where that saying that unfortunately you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You know what I mean? Like that's just truly one of those things, and that's just what it is. Did you guys see the link? Do you see the link? Do you see the link? I just want to make sure that you guys do see the link to click on to come up. And I definitely want to see, I want your opinion on this situation, and let me know if you guys are seeing what I saw or you feel totally different, and why you feel totally different. And again, come up, you guys. You don't see the link? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. All right. I think it's coming up. Let me know, you guys, if you don't see it. I think I just posted it. I just posted it now. Flat tire, date over red flag. Right. Leave it up. Leave it up to the one and only to be the first one to click the link. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hear you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up?
I'm trying to connect my raggedy headphones. I don't know why they're not connecting.
All right, give me your opinion. Give me your opinion, brother. What do you think about this situation? Do you think we being too hard, or you think I'm being too hard? Do you think we're
We're
all
not being hard at all. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna drop down, come right back up. I'm just gonna try to see if my headphone can connect.
okay? See, y'all heard that bass in his voice saying we ain't being hard at
Oh,
all. You know what that
give me
means?
1 second. We ain't being hard at. Sure, I want to go harder if you ask me, but I'm trying to go light on this thing because it seems like everybody is having a back and forth debate, and I ain't trying to whatchamacallit go there. But my girl is I feel like she was all this is a setup from the begin. If you ask me, the moment she
Mm-hmm.
came out with 50 parts on the Tiki Taki, I said, yeah, girl, I don't got time, and I already know what it is. Because if it was really something deep, you would have got straight to the point within 5 parts. If you ask me, maybe I probably even let you stretch to 10. But 50 parts, girl, and it's just going around in circles and all this nonsense.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and also there were a lot of repetitive parts. So I don't know if she was purposely trying to stretch it out because of the fact that she started to see more and more she was getting more attention.
Yeah,
But I
did you see so many people with copycat right after her and come out and start off with their little trail of they parts and stuff trying to outdo her? So then I'm just like, oh, I already knew it was going to do nothing but open more floodgates.
And what is up when she literally said 50, she did it because she made it seem like she did it that way for a reason. She did it that way for a reason. So if you did it that way for a reason, were you purposely trying to make it 50? And I was like, when I kept saying 50, and I was like, wait a minute, 50 Shades of Gray, 50 TikTok. Am I on to something here? Was that kind of like, you know, how they had the 50 Shades of Gray, but like almost like the 50 Shades of insanity in this relationship? Like, I was like, why 50? That's a lot, especially when a lot of it was repetitive. But go ahead. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me still?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said yeah. A lot of it was a repetitive. If you ask me, and I felt like it really didn't need to be no 50 parts, especially not on TikTok. If you really want to get a overall message across, and I feel like you did nothing but even further disservice women, because girl, your motives to me weren't genuine, and off rip it seemed like you had something. So if you ask me, all this was just karma, and it was like karma. If you ask me.
And what about also what this is doing to men? Because if you haven't noticed, you got a lot of women now who's like, see, all of them ain't nothing. All of them are dogs. Like, what do you feel like? Because my whole thing is I'm about balance. I'm about balance over here. I understand that there are trifling men out there, but I also know that there's good men out there too. So at the end of the day, like I feel like this is just giving more of a reason for division. What
It
do you
it
think?
it is, and it's so annoying because now the good men is gonna have to even do seem like they have to do even extra to make it seem like they're when they're courting women or whatever the case may be, and that just like the little bit of things that they well the things that they might do, women might be like, well, that's not good enough, or whatever the case may be, or whatever the case. The cases where now men will feel like they only have to do the very bare minimum, and it should be enough, because look at this girl, all a man had to do was change her flat tire, and she was ready to go give him a house and a baby.
Right. And if you're not satisfied, all you got to do is make a TikTok and then you can recoup what you lost, I suppose. See, it's getting to the point where it just seems like everything, it comes off as everything is not, it's not genuine. Everything is a hustle. Everything is a plot. Everything is a scheme. It's coming off at this point. Because again, when we first started watching it, I was like, okay, she seems genuine and she just kind of want to tell her story, but then as time went on, I'm like, because again, that McCoy hat came after, I want to say she had about she gained about like 100 and something thousand followers within like a matter of days or a day. That McCoy hat came after she started getting some major attention. Why the hell are you wearing that McCoy hat? It's like, really? And again, I didn't pick up on it when I saw it because I'm thinking, like, okay, well, maybe that's her last name, not even realizing that as time went on, it was like, oh, that's his last name. What the hell you wearing it for?
Promoting this man. Excuse me.
Like, what are you wearing it for? So, with that being said, I got a couple other people. So, I'm going to bring you guys up just one at a time. Okay. So, I'm going to bring up Yuli. Hey, Yuli. And I'm going to bring up T. Hey, T. What's
Hi,
going
y'all.
on?
Hey.
Hey. All right. So, Yuli, you clicked in first. So, you go ahead and then T, you can go after.
All right.
All right. So, how you guys doing? Hey, Chris. I
Hey.
just gotta. I just have to say this. Like, since when is it okay for us to be making our own How can you put this? Our own audiobook out here. Like, if it was like that, dude, I got a few stories from my 20s that could make me a millionaire.
Okay.
Just saying,
Straight
you
up
know, when
Terry
do I gotta
McMillan
sign up?
style. Terry McMillan style. Seriously. Absolutely.
That I and just on some real shit though, it just makes her look worse. Because all of this could have been very much avoided if she would have paid the 199 to be verified.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way before she said yes to that date. Because all
Yeah.
she had to do was ask it, hey, what's your date of birth on that first conversation? What's your full name on that first conversation? Where did you live before on that first conversation? Dude, you
But
have
he
to go
probably
wait
lied
a
though. Okay,
tire
so
blew up and all
remember,
that.
Yuli, he was a liar and he did have apparently another social security number. But
Yeah,
she
but
did
come on.
she did say in this video, one of these videos that I posted, her friend Tracy Tripp, who's an attorney. I don't know how long she's been friends with that attorney, but if I'm friends with an attorney, I'm about to let my attorney friends know who are master
Right?
researchers to see what they can find.
Child, search every database because searching the criminal database, that's free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's free. And you could have, and she could have like looked up even the name that he was giving her. She could have looked that up. There's various ways she could have gone about this. My thing is like, why go on a date with a dude, 2 weeks later, move in with a dude, and then about like a month and a half, like not even a month and a half, about 2 months, you're having his baby. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, where's the self-preservation here? Did you ever thought at any point, oh, am I dating a serial killer? Oh, is he a rapist? Is he
Hey,
a molester? Oh,
words,
oh,
words, you words.
sorry. My
RL
mistake.
or LR.
Yes, those. Like,
Yeah.
she never, like, my mentality goes to that. Like, did you ever thought about that? Because it could have ended a whole lot worse than just finding out he's a liar.
Yeah.
Like, you could have woken up one day and found you, not even found you, so somebody else might have found you.
And another thing too, how does she know that this won't get young girls to say, well, if this is all it takes is to sit up there and get with a guy after 2 weeks so I can make me hundreds of thousands of dollars and tell my story, then I'm going to do the same thing. It may do the complete opposite of what she claims she's trying to do. It
This
could
is, it is.
entice girls and even older women to want to get in these type of relationships so they have something to talk about.
This just made it seem of another way for women to seem bitter. That's to me how it seemed.
Girl,
Because
you
how
better
you gonna
say it
come
again.
4 years? 4 years? Like, it's been what, 3 years? 3 to 4 years
It was
since it.
2020 when she started dealing with him. So yeah, it's been 4 years since it's been 3 years since they officially like fell out. But four
And
years,
you mean to
yeah.
and you mean to tell me now it hurts you so bad that you gotta let it out into the world? This was methodical. She thought about this way. She thought about a way that she could put it out there online. She realized, shit, sorry, excuse me. She realized
You
YouTube is
say
gonna
shit.
charge me.
You know I say shit. That's fine. Go ahead.
So she thought, yo, YouTube is gonna charge me. I can't get on Patreon. You need money for that, and you need followers on that. And Instagram is not gonna be long enough. She thought about this. Y'all gotta realize that she thought about this.
And
TikTok
allegedly,
was the
she's about to make, apparently, just off of just what she was able to do with this story. Allegedly, I've heard anywhere up to $300,000 just off
oh
of this what the attention and the views that she's gotten off of these TikToks alone. That's just the bare minimum. We ain't talking about the t-shirts and the branding.
endorsements.
Exactly, exactly.
Mm-mm. She's right now about to realize what tourism is. She brought herself into this. That's what I'm saying. This was methodical to a point. She just didn't think, oh, he's gonna come out his mouth and say this, that, and the third, and that his family was gonna get involved, and that his ex-wives was gonna get involved, and his ex-girlfriends are involved. Dude, there's a whole lineup of people behind this story.
Yeah, and and again, if this is your hustle, this is your hustle. But the problem is, it would have been something totally different, in my opinion, had she said at the end of all of this, you know what? I've learned that yes, I was desperate, and yes, I was so busy ignoring everything because I wanted to finally be taken care of. But I have decided that at the end of the day, I need to work on myself, take care of myself, upgrade myself, and the right man will come along. So while I was so busy trying to have this guy get me to London and Paris, I have been working 2 jobs, and now I'm going to London and Paris on my own dime. Has she given that type of sense of empowerment and literally
No.
said, I realized I didn't love him because I was so busy worried about the fact that finally I didn't have to take care of my own bills? Has she did something like that, then I would be like, okay, you know what? Overall, she has learned so much. But it was more so like, he didn't love me. He laughed at the fact that I enjoyed wanting those things, and he knew he was never going to get them for me. He didn't care about me. And I just, well, I kept the shoes, but I'm going to eventually get my trips. I'm going to eventually get my car. And I was just like, like what? Like, that's what you learned from all of this?
Yeah.
That's what I was like, wait a minute. Hey
To
T, what's
me,
up, girl?
Hey. So
oh,
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
go ahead. I'll just go first. I'm gonna put myself on mute, y'all.
Yeah, you can put yourself on mute. You don't have to go down. Go ahead, T.
No.
So Yuli and I saw Nini flashed her comment on the screen. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all really made a lot of points I didn't even think about. I just finished this story today, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just finished the whole shebang, the whole series. Um Honestly, I think because I know that she said the reason why he moved in was because it was COVID and she was scared of being alone.
Keep the vid. Say the vid. They they
Hmm?
still they still having issues with you saying the whole C word. So say
Oh,
the
the
big C
Viv.
or
I'm
the
sorry. I'm
vid.
sorry.
No,
I
it's
didn't know.
okay. It's okay. No,
So,
don't worry.
the Viv, she didn't want to be alone during the Viv, so she was like, you know what, just move in. I think that she really had a lot of illusions of grandeur because most people that aren't desperate, like even myself, I've been single for like a very long time. And when you get to know yourself and you get comfortable with yourself, you're not really scared of being alone. Like you're cool with it. You enjoy your own company. And I feel like that she's not at that point where she can sit there and say, you know what? I'm okay with being alone. Instead, she moved in a random man. She probably saw the success that happened with Random Man in Atlanta, with that whole shenanigans and tomfoolery. And she was like, well, now I'm going to have my own spinoff to it because pretty much what happened with that situation, like
Wait,
all
I'm like, wait, random man in Atlanta. Break it. What are you talking about? Break it down for me, T. Because you, yeah, what's
so pretty
uh
like a couple of months ago or more than a couple months ago, there was a situation of I don't know her how old she is, but I know her name is like Morgan Bailey, or I believe that's her name. I don't remember that girl's name to be honest with you, but she has a baby with a random man that she met in Atlanta. Um, he, long story short, he left her to go be with one of his other baby mamas, and she told her story on TikTok. that her telling her story alone, it spiraled to at least like 7 baby mothers coming out the cut, him himself coming out the cut. So just like how the man in this situation revealed himself, so the
Mm-hmm.
random man in Atlanta revealed himself. And it was like the same type of backlash that man received, this man received. And they hunted him
And
down.
this was a couple of months ago.
Like, yeah, like it was like more like so last year, yeah. And now
And did that girl who was the first one that came out, did she get a lot of attention and followers?
she got a lot of attention and followers. She got sponsorships. She got the whole shebang. She got the whole shebang.
Uh-huh.
And
Y'all
then
hear this
Example one.
crew? Y'all
mhm.
hear this crew? So there was a girl who literally, because I have a TikTok, but as you can see, I only got one video chat. I don't do TikTok. I really don't. I don't know how to, I'm not a master of it. So T is saying that there was a girl who came out, I guess, a random man in Atlanta. She had a baby with a random man, and she gave her story on TikTok, and it led to followers, sponsorship, and everybody coming out the woodworks. This happened a couple of months ago, maybe last year, and now Risa Tisa is coming out with her story. Both of their asses in Atlanta.
Yep. And then on top of that, it just came out that with the girl with the man in Atlanta, she got back with the baby daddy. So now all
Get the
her
hell out of here.
supporters kind of turned on her. And they're like, why would you get back with him with everything that you said that he put you through and all the baby mothers, your baby mother number 7 or number 8? It was something like that. It's a crazy amount of baby mothers this man had. Yeah, he's only with her now, I think, mainly for, she has all this success. She made shirts. She has all these other types of merch. Yeah, like she was a big
like what Risa's doing, Risa Tisa doing. So is this the new come up?
Maybe. I'm not telling my business. Y'all ain't about to judge me.
What I want to know though is how much does TikTok charge these people?
I don't
Like
know.
charge? Like what do you mean? Like how much
Yeah, like because
How much do they get paid? Like, do you
exactly,
know
because
that
like YouTube takes a certain amount and it charges you know creators a certain amount. Apparently, when they have money coming in like that.
that
yes,
I
so
don't know. I know they get paid per video, like video views, and then they get I guess they get a little extra per like per comment, and then when they go live, they get paid to go live too, and then they get
whoa,
to
okay,
draws
so
are
we're
Monday
on
on
to
Wednesdays.
okay, T. So we got half. Somebody said that she said she didn't possibly get monetized till halfway through the series. But remember, there was 50 parts. Then on top of that, how many lives did she have? There was several parts on her live too. All of these 50 parts, and if I'm not mistaken, the lives at least have about 1 million views per video.
And then
She
you
had
also
like
have
4 or
to
5
get
lives after that. She had like 4 or 5 lives after that because she was also responding to what her ex-husband was telling her and all that shit.
Yeah, so potentially what we're looking at, we don't know exactly how much per view, but if you're hitting about 1 million per video, even if you got monetized halfway through is still between her lives and possibly her 50 TikTok. That's still easily about 30 plus videos. She still substantially could have made a lot of money. A lot of money in her eyes.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
I did not realize that this has been going on. I thought the phenomenon started with her. I didn't even realize that there
Oh,
was something. Now, this girl, this random guy in Atlanta, you know how many followers she may have? How many she got?
let me check. I'm right. My phone's right next
Because
to me.
because Risa Tisa got about 3.5 million.
Give me a second. Here she is.
Whoa.
Verified.
Check this out. Risa blocked Morgan on TikTok. I
Yep,
found that
that's the Morgan I was talking to you about. She has 1.3 million followers.
Okay, so Morgan has 1.3, Risa has 3.5, and I think Risa has 3.5. Is what is okay, because we already know how stereotypes as far as looks and stuff are concerned. What does Morgan look like?
She's a little tiny petite thing. She's like most would probably be like the preference.
The preference. Okay.
Yeah.
So the preference versus the not preference, you have the people who are following more of the not so preference because of course they have more sympathy for her and empathy for her. I guess I'm assuming. But I find that interesting that Risa blocked her.
Yeah, I guess people were assuming that 'cause I know Morgan said she was trying to go see the videos herself,
Uh-huh.
and that's when she found out she was blocked, and she did make a video about it. And I guess someone was
Interesting.
saying, "Are you gonna apologize to her? She quietly blocked you months ago for like I don't know. I
So
didn't. I
Risa allegedly blocked Morgan. Morgan was trying to go see the videos, and that's when she found out she was blocked on Risa's page.
yes, yes.
Do they know each other?
I have no idea. I have no idea. She seemed very shocked when I watched the video. She was like very confused.
As to why she was blocked.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yuli, are you hearing this shit?
I told you it came from somewhere, dude. You cannot tell me that this lady's gonna come out of nowhere and bring this up, dude. It came from somewhere. And I knew TikTok was doing some shit, something like that because a lot more people are opening up more TikTok. A lot more content advertisement is coming up on TikTok than it was before.
Crew, do y'all hear this? What do y'all think about this now with this Morgan girl and how she did this months ago? And Morgan tried to check out Risa's videos and finds out allegedly that she's blocked from Risa's page. What is this all saying? This
Child.
and for those who try to say, oh, just be happy for her success, pray to God that she didn't, it was much worse. Why don't you just be happy for her and pray to God and be thankful that wasn't far worse than whatever. Well, I'm sorry, but more and more is starting to come out that she was like, I can up this chick. I can
Hmm.
up her, so I'm a up her, and I'm gonna give her even a better story with my situation, so I can get the influence. Let me put up me. Hey, me, what's up?
Hey y'all.
Hey, hey, hey. So, I did you hear all of that? That just that.
Oh,
I heard majority
real
of it. I
quick,
had
Chris,
y'all
I'm gonna send
playing.
you the video. I found it where Morgan was talking about it. I'm gonna DM it to you. Then I'm gonna
Okay,
go quiet.
okay, all right. Thank you, boo.
No
Thank you.
problem. I'm
Appreciate
sorry for
it.
cutting you off, me.
No,
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 you're
no,
fine.
no,
You're
no. You
fine.
can stay on
You're
too.
fine.
You can stay
Okay.
on by all means. Go ahead, me.
I was hearing some of it, but
Well,
I
do
don't
you know? Because
understand.
you're a TikTok girl. Do you know this Morgan girl
I
that you
did
was
see
talking
that.
about?
I did see that video. I
Okay,
did
so
see. Now I have
Morgan.
not seen her episode, her rabbit hole. I have not seen it, but I did see the video where she made saying that she was trying to look for the videos, but she found out that she was blocked. I did see that, but I don't
What
know her story.
you a conspiracy theorist like me? What is
With this
that
thing,
about?
baby, she's desperate of the Atlantis. I don't see the purpose of people feeling like she's a victim because what do you expect to get from a man that you moved into your house 2 weeks after knowing him without asking the real questions, without seeing the real him? Well, I don't know what the heck. I was watching something they said, and within the first few months, your representative is still showing. You don't know that person, so to move a person in, and you're gonna blame the pandemic. You live by yourself, but you didn't want to stay by yourself during the pandemic.
Yeah, that was one thing I will say is that during that time, because the algorithm child, they don't like some of them words, but I was like, what do you mean you didn't want to be alone during that time when you was
You live
already
alone.
single? You was
You
already
you live
single.
alone.
Right.
You live
So
alone.
it was just like
So
she
that
yeah.
was right there was like, okay, continue on. Okay, he paid for a tire. It was used. I'm quite sure it was used. The time that y'all went out.
Girl,
What
me
else is
too. I
open?
said the same thing. It was a used
So
tire.
he
I said
bought
the
you
same
a
thing.
50, maybe $60 tire. Okay, he held your hand as y'all walked into the Cheesecake Factory. Hmm, that's cute. That all warrants for you to say, why don't you move in with me? Because your apartment is too small, and I have a 3 bedroom, 2 and a bed house for under $1,000. Move in. Well, come on. I'm gonna move in. What you think I'm gonna do? I don't know you. You don't know me, but you know me enough to move in. If this is what I'm used to, you was easy money. Sorry, you was easy. But this is his character. So this is somebody he's always been.
Did you guys just
Understand
hear that?
what?
Hold on, let me do it again. Do you hear that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, me. I was trying to. I'm gonna have to look it up on another device because I want you guys to hear what this Morgan girl says. So go ahead, me.
When she said that they moved in and yada yada yada, and the whole house thing, you knew he was lying, but you let him lie and continue that lie and continue to get engaged with that man that you still did not know. I find it very hard that you work for the troopers and didn't surround them. You don't have a friend.
Right.
You don't have somebody that you can call a home girl and be like, hey, somebody to say, yo, what are we doing? And you just said, okay, I'm going to let this man live in my house. Nobody knows him. I don't even know him. This is how things happen. And you want us to feel sorry because you was being desperate. You didn't lose no money. He didn't even take no money from you. He brought you a car. He paid your bills, all while lying to you. Okay, he's a good liar. You're a good storyteller.
Right.
Then you
Right.
made a claim that he brought you a car, but you should never let him do it because you was going to need his help. Now, how's a broke man and a woman that's working need a broke man's help to take care of a car that he brought for her? My question is, who credit was it under if you had to pay high car payments? Because if it was under your car payments, you need to fix yourself.
Well, she mentioned, and we actually, I think it was the second video we did, the second live we did. She mentioned when some random guy came over. He claimed some random guy came over. She's like, was it the sheriff's office, like servicing or giving
But
me papers because
you
of a
have
credit
cameras.
card?
Right. So obviously you have bad credit, but also he paid your bill. So where's the money that you were supposedly had to yourself because you didn't have to pay none of your household bills? I don't know. Not that many good, better, in between liars that's gonna pay bills and buy your car. I
Yeah.
mean, you was living.
Yeah.
Just let
Let
the
me
man
tell you
lie.
something. Let me, and again, first of all, my home is my sanctuary and it's my peace.
Exactly.
But let me actually feel like I have a good man that have passed all the tests, not within 2 weeks, but passed all the tests, and he paying all the household bills. There ain't nothing. I'm about to save. I'm about to pay off, not pay minimums, but pay off. I'm about to do everything I need to do to catch up. You know what I mean? Like to have that type of situation and to literally sit up there and say that yet she still needed him as far as the car situation is concerned. She still like it doesn't add up. And then again, how do you let a credit card get to the point that you may think that someone is going to serve
Knock on your
you?
door. And you
Right.
still work for the troopers.
Right. Which usually requires some type of background check. And then on top of that, like you don't take that time to say, oh, he paying all the bills. Let me save up and just pay this thing off.
Where's your money for the house? And how do you let screenshots deceive you? How
Right.
old are we?
Got a point there.
Like, you mean to tell me that he flipped that phone around and said, "This is my account." You don't know what account looks like versus a online
You don't
screenshot.
see his name on it, his routing number,
Exactly.
number.
She never
And
strolled down.
and as a woman, we are very nosy. That
Right.
intuition and gut feeling is a mother.
Child, all I kept
So you
telling
mean to
myself
tell
is
me?
she ain't
Hold on,
never seen
Yuli.
a
Hold
pay
on. Hold
stub.
on, Yuli. Hold on, Yuli. Let
You
her
mean to
finish her
tell
part.
me you got this man passwords to his phones, but you don't go look at it until you see a whole bunch of notifications after the fact that y'all got denied for houses.
Right. After she
You
did
see,
this a year after, like almost a year after she started going
you
through
did
his phone while
you
he
found
sleep.
out about the cousins, but you had this man Facebook page for how long? I'm
Child.
sorry, but the first instance, if a person Facebooks me today, I'm looking at your mutuals, I'm looking at your pictures. How do you know me? How do we connect? I want to see who you know. So I'm going to look at your picture. So you mean to tell me you didn't do your due diligence to figure out who this man was before you laid with him, almost had a baby with him, and you let this man tell you that he had a sister named David, and you believed him with no proof? Like, your sense of discernment was terrible.
She didn't have none. Okay, now apparently Chocolate Star, which welcome Chocolate Star. I don't think I've ever seen you comment before, but Chocolate Star is saying that he only made the down payment on the
And
car.
okay, and if he made the down payment, who name was the car in that you had to pay a whole lot of money for car payments? If it was
But
in
she
his,
made
okay,
it
his credit,
seem, didn't she make it seem like, and I'm gonna let
she
you speak,
needed
Julie,
him.
after this. Yeah, she made it seem like she needed him for a car, as if, because just putting down a down payment, so what if your name is still just on the car? It almost made it seem like there was a collaborative effort besides the down payment. At least that's the way it was implied to me.
But why was the car payment so high that you needed him? He's broke. Why did you need him? You got a good job that you live in a life. You're not paying no bills. Why do you still need his help if you're not paying no bills?
She could have been easily, maybe she was in a lot of debt, and she definitely, she claimed, she detailed, she didn't
She
want to
hasn't
be
been
detailed
loved
about that.
correctly.
She wasn't detailed about that, because it definitely, I'm like, maybe she was in a lot of debt. Yuli, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead and say what you were gonna say.
That my thing was with her is like she never actually inquired about no pay stub either with him. So that's why another thing that got to me, like, girl, how you with this man? You ain't never seen no pay stub.
Right. Right. And did they say, did she say how much her payment was?
No.
But she was saying it was a high payment.
She said that she would need his help to
Help to make
afford
the
the
payment. I
car.
remember, yeah, she did say something like that. Yeah, she would need his help to be able to take care of it, which means her credit had to be shitty as hell. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Nene said she was struggling with an ultimate payment but wants a BMW. She wants someone to give her stuff. See, here's the thing. Now she clearly comes from, what was her background? I think she said she came from poverty, if I'm not mistaken. She, it's like she wants to come up. It's coming across like she wants to come up. She just doesn't want to work hard to create her own come up, because this wasn't a work hard situation. This really wasn't. This came off like a plan that worked. And it, like, she was trying to see if it was going to stick to the wall, and it stuck to the wall.
She needed
But
somebody to talk to.
yeah, but like literally, as far as like, where is the, I've gotten promoted, I've gone back to school, I am now making an extra 30,000 a year, I'm gonna do this on my own until I
Where's
find the
my
right
growth?
man. None of that came out of her mouth. None of
No,
it.
she's a damsel in distress. Remember, she's a Disney princess. She's a damsel in distress. Everything was done to her. She didn't participate on anything. You have
Because
to
But you
realize
let
I'm
him move in 2
sarcastically.
weeks.
because being a
I'm being sarcastic
victim,
here.
because you can get a lot of sympathy and even money by playing the
Ah,
victim. We have seen that so many times.
very
Because,
much so.
okay, so I'm gonna play this. I think this is the video that T sent me. I'm gonna play this and you guys are gonna hear it. Now, this is Morgan. Morgan does look like the stereotypical, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what she looks like. She could be biracial. She looks like a thin girl, European features, long hair. She has all of that. But I want to say this is the video, so I'm gonna play it.
So I heard about this recent Tisa 50 video drama, and I want to be part of it. I want to watch all 50 videos. I was trying to search her page for 2 days, and I discovered that her page does not exist, for me at least. So I thought maybe TikTok took it down, but then I looked at her page on everybody else's phone, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm confused. Am I blocked? Is Legion the random man from Atlanta? What's going on? I want to see it, bitch. There is nothing better than drama when it's not yours. So I heard about this recent Tisa 50 video.
Okay, so did y'all hear that? So she's saying she heard about it. She went there and pretty much said, "What the F? I ain't able to see it. I'm not included." Y'all, if that ain't weird, I don't know what is. I don't know what to make of that. Why would you block someone, especially if you all about helping women and women empowerment? You should be able to trauma bond with her and understand her to a certain extent, except that you were able to dodge not having a child. What's the issue?
I was reading the comments because I'm a nosy, I'm a nosy girl. So I was reading the comments trying to see if there was any like connecting tea that I can try to gather. And from what I read, they were saying, well, maybe she was sick of seeing your drama, and that's why she blocked you. You triggered her with your stuff, so she blocked you. And pretty much Morgan was the problem and Risa was the victim. And then in
Oh
Yeah.
my
another
god.
video, someone asked, "Well, are you going to apologize to Risa Tissa for I guess triggering her?" And people and for sending your fans at her, but when I was reading Rissa's comments, I didn't see any Morgan Bailey fans, so I don't know what fans they're speaking of. But yeah, it's weird.
I,
I
Did
feel
you
I'm gonna
see?
need for Risa to make a. She done did TikToks for everything else. Put a TikTok out there as to why you blocked her.
It's a video of Risa, I think previously when she said something about Morgan's video. She said something on the lines of what how people took the video because she was giddy or something like that. The way how she told the video, she was very like she was like, girl, like why do you act like that? Somewhere along the lines of she was critiquing her storytelling.
Oh, so Risa was trying to critique Morgan's
Mm-hmm.
storytelling.
Yes. I don't know
Child,
where the
who-
blocking became into. That's why I said she's a very good storyteller. Maybe she blocked her because she knew she had a story to tell and she wanted to tell it better than Morgan. And she didn't want Morgan to come in and be like, hey, you took my story. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
because it's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is we TikTok people. Let's all live. Say your story. Say
Thank you.
it.
She could have
Read
made this
a
into a
book.
book.
Thank you.
Exactly. Girl, she
Like
could
she
have
didn't have to
been
put a
saying she
stamp
could
on it and
have
said
been
I was a
getting mad
dummy.
money. She could have been getting mad money if she would have made it into an audio book. Right now, you know how many people are doing audible for free?
Because that's how the way we listen to it. I listened to it the whole
Yeah,
time
well,
at
me
work in my
too.
ear.
You got that right.
But my thing is this: if it is, and I think someone mentioned this, if it's all about women empowerment, why can't every woman eat? Why can't
Because she
everyone
wants to
like?
go to London and Paris. And she wants a BMW. Because I'm pissed that she's going on a trip. Because the man
Bitch,
said
I'm
he was
mad
going to take
too.
her on a trip. And he didn't take her. So what? Take yourself.
And
Exactly.
that's my point. Why couldn't you sit up there and realize that you don't need a man to upgrade your life? You upgrade yourself. But her version is in my opinion, is I'm upgrading myself, but by again getting a hand out and extending my hand out, and woe is me. She is like, where is the accountability, or where is it that you're like, I upgraded myself? It don't take much to go to Paris or London. It
No.
really don't. It don't. You could get you another job. You can work you some overtime. You could
And
really
girl, we got a firm and
Or
we
you
got
could have wrote
paper
the book
pay.
about this.
hmm?
She could have wrote, in 3 years, she could have wrote a book. Went on a book tour and went to Paris her daggone self and made
Exactly.
she could have made her pain into profit. But yet you turned into a TikTok sensation and you're getting handouts. You know what got me, what turned me left of her story is when I went to go join her live and that heifer said that I gotta pay in order to comment. Excuse you?
Wait.
Oh, she wanted you to give?
Whoa.
Oh,
No.
Rewind.
subscriber.
Hold up, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry, me. Did you please repeat what you just said? Did you just say
In
Reese
order to
Tisa?
in order to comment on her live, you have to be a subscriber. You had, I think it was $1.99 for a month or something like that. It was monthly. It was,
Mm-hmm.
I
excuse
know
you.
you lying.
I wish I was.
Whoa. Okay, wait a minute. First of all, this is just shows you how much I don't know
And
about
all the
TikTok.
lady, hold on, but all the lady was doing on the live was driving. She wasn't talking. She was driving, listening to Beyonce, riding down whatever highway it is in Atlanta. But in order for you to comment, you had to be a subscriber, and it said it subscribers only.
So
Excuse
Oh
you.
Risa
no.
Tisa, let me make sure Risa Tisa literally said on her live, in order for you to comment on her live, because I didn't even know TikTok forces
The
people.
comments are disabled. There's no saying the comments are disabled. If you are not a subscriber, you cannot comment.
Mm-hmm. Trying to control what the comments come in, because the people that love you, they're going to subscribe to you. So you're going to get all them positive comments, and you're not going to get people critiquing your story or finding holes in your story. So it's kind of like an ego thing.
And also, she was kicked out of Creator Fund.
She was kicked out of who?
The Creator Fund for TikTok.
What is
Some
that?
part
Okay,
doing.
break it down for
So
me.
I guess how I guess if your videos are in the algorithm or whatever, if you however much your videos are getting viewed, you start to become a content creator for TikTok. So they pay you.
Uh-huh.
So I think if you look at some of the videos, they say re-upload. She
Oh, I did
re-uploaded some
see
of the
something
videos.
where she said her appeal was approved or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they actually kicked her out of it. So for 30 days, she said she couldn't, the videos that, she was making and people was watching, she wasn't getting paid for it. Fast forward, a couple days later, oh, thank you, TikTok, for giving me back my creator fund. Oh, ain't that something?
Why does she? I wonder why. Because well, one thing about it, she does curse like a sailor. I mean, I
I
curse
don't
too, but
I
I
don't know if
limit
it was a
myself.
curse. I don't know what it was, but I guess because she re-uploaded the video that they took down, they kicked her out of it.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay, got
So
it.
my whole thing is, yeah, you told your story, and I get it. You're going to make a profit out of it. I get it. I don't knock your hustle, but you're no different from that man. He has a diagnosis. You can tell from the story how you can tell something was wrong with him. And the fact
Right.
that you mean to tell me that this man sat on the phone every morning with his phone up to his ear and his shoulder and talked, and you didn't hear another voice on that phone? He didn't put it on speaker. Like this, where's your mental? Like, was you on a bus? I don't want
You
to
know that I
describe the
even
bus.
wonder. You know that I even wonder. Did she ever even check the bill of that telephone to see if there were calls being made?
Like, I'm just saying, like, if you are my husband, my boyfriend, hell, my homie, and you're on the phone with somebody that I know or think I know, we can't have a conversation. You don't call me, I don't call you. There's no FaceTime. Like, you never met his family, really?
To me, she started the investigation when she realized
Too
she
late.
was not going to get the material things that she wanted.
Hmm.
That's in my opinion when she started doing the investigation, because how is it that you didn't know any of the stuff? She's real quick to say, I didn't know. But all of a sudden, when you were tired of it and you realized you wasn't getting what you wanted, all of a sudden your Inspector Gadget investigative skills kicked in. All of a sudden, where you were able to go into deleted folders on the phone and do all of this other stuff and check his bag and his phone while he was sleeping. You decided to do that after you realized for the umpteenth time that the house, the cars, none of that stuff was coming true. That's why I said if he was still had a mental illness situation, but he had the money, like if he was like a Kanye West, would she have still tolerated him as long as he was taking care of everything and she had her BMW and everything else she wanted?
She would have been fine.
Yeah, that's the way it's coming off. She would have been perfectly fine.
Yep, she would have still been living on cloud nine.
And the part that would spook me out, why would you take me to a graveyard?
Wait, what part was that?
When he took her to the graveyard to go
Oh
see
yeah,
his
with the
grandma,
name on it. With the name on it. I forgot. Yes,
but
child.
the names didn't match to you. Like, what?
Mm, child, I think she wanted to make it see, because you can tell she's intelligent. Like she's well spoken, you know what I mean? Like she's not, of course, like,
She used
I
to talk to herself when she was younger. You can't tell me different.
don't know. Me. Oh my gosh. But
The
like,
way she, first of all, the way she told the story on the phone was amazing. It was long winded. She talks to herself in third party. Like,
yeah,
you cannot tell. Like,
yeah.
come on now. You needed somebody to talk to. You should have had a friend to stop you from this train wreck. 2 weeks. You let a stranger move into your house. You should be thankful. That's all you got was the runaround.
Right. And honestly, to know that you were able to get out of that situation with still your financial security, whatever that was for
And
you,
your health.
and your health and everything else, and you find out that he actually had a mental illness, that would have been enough for me to say, you know what, thank you, God, and I ain't got to talk about this ever again in life.
At all. I learned my lesson. Stop talking to strangers. We learned that when we was 6.
And stop sitting up there getting your woo-woo feelings in between your legs over a tire being bought.
But your handheld walking into the Cheesecake Factory, ain't that cute? How old are we, 10?
Yeah,
Like, and
yeah.
then he said he was a VP driver, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be that person. But he said he was a VP of a condiment company. What? And he lived where and drove it was 2020. He drove a 2018 Ford Fusion. That's the worst transmission ever.
Me.
What?
Oh.
And you believe him, but he had a company car that he never brought home to you. You never had the luxury of being in, but he sold you, damn it, that picture again. What?
And
Like at this,
if I can be honest, from what I remember, she didn't seem like she was truly ecstatic about having the baby. She just
No.
pretty much said she was pregnant, and she said that she already knew because of her weight and I think her age, it was going to be high risk, but she just said she felt like she knew it wasn't going to be a healthy pregnancy. She said he was excited, but she never gave off that she was excited. The main thing she talked about was the pain after she took the pill and how much pain she was in, but it never came across that she was traumatized by that particular situation. She seemed to be just traumatized about him and his lies, not that part. But again, I could be mistaken because we didn't watch, I think, from 13 to like 20. I forgot which ones we didn't watch, but she never came off, in my opinion, that she was traumatized with that. And she could have been. She just keeps it in. She doesn't really show a lot of emotions until she gets to the point where she's saying that things are being revealed when she finally speaks to the family. But I don't know. I didn't get from her that truly affected her. But again, maybe it did, and she just knows how to hide her emotions well. Hi, Denise. She said the names were not on the grades as if it were multiple people or share. Yeah, she said I think it was the one name, which I'm assuming would be McCoy. And
right.
then there was no other names. It just said McCoy, and that's it.
But did
When
it say
hi, Denise,
McCoy? She didn't
welcome.
say it said a name. She just said she took me. But was it that name? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what did you actually type? She said that the family found her on Facebook. It took him to leave for somebody to find you, but you never, like, how was it so easy for them to find you, but you couldn't take the time to
Find
find?
them.
I'm not getting it.
Right.
Like,
My
you found
point
a wife,
exactly. Thank
you
you.
like you found all of this within a matter of 30 days, but you was in it for a year and you still don't know who the F you married, huh? Like,
Yeah, you got a good point there. You got a good point there. And I did want someone to give their different view on this situation on the panel tonight. I really did, because I do want to hear a different perspective. Here on this channel, we ain't about jumping on people who have a different opinion. As long as people are respectful, that's all that matters. But it seems like no one wants to come up here who may have a different perspective. I bet you, though, they're going to make their comments in the comment section, but they're not going to come on the panel. Let me see. She wanted to be married first. She wasn't excited about it, but y'all are really opening my eyes.
I agree with you, Denise, because I was like, oh, come on, guys. She's just telling her story.
and that
Just
she
let her be
did.
great. And I'm like, between Yuli, Chris, me, I'm like, dang, am I dense? Dang.
No, it's just,
No, you
what
just
it
as good
is.
at, you just like good stories.
It's not even the good stories. I think for us, for a lot of us, we automatically want to sympathize and empathize for fellow women, especially fellow Black women. We do. We automatically want to embrace them. But the reality is that at the end of the day, if it doesn't add up, it doesn't add up. I don't care who you are and what you look like. If it's not making sense, it's not making sense. That doesn't mean that I don't wish her well. I wish her well. I wish her well, and I hope that she can find her own peace, her growth, and everything else outside of this TikTok and materialistic shit that she keeps talking about. I truly hope that she finds the self-esteem that she needs, because all you're gonna do is end up attracting another guy who may not have a mental illness, but he is a slick mofo who will be able to really calculate, especially now that you're making money. Don't think that you ain't gonna find one that's completely cunning, smart, patient, and ready to
Because
take
if she
on
fell for that
whatever.
man, imagine what she'll do with a foreign man.
Ooh.
Because if she
Oh,
fell for
child.
that,
Whew. And she about to go over to overseas too. And don't think this is not
bonjour.
international. Don't think this is not international. They're gonna be like Target, Target, Target. Like seriously. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
She
she
already
definitely
got the
have a
dance
point.
on distress wig.
Me.
Just help me, please.
No. Oh my gosh, me. But she did say, honey, she's about to buy her some new hair. That's the one that she said, I'm about to buy me some new hair. I'm about to be fly going in the airport. I was just like, wow, like you definitely, I'm
I
just like,
mean,
this is what it's
kudos to
all
you.
about.
Kudos to you. But baby, I'm not gonna reward desperate. You lost me at
Right.
the letting him move in after 2 weeks because they said they was gonna shut down the world. You mean to tell me that's what you do?
And
Somebody tell you they're gonna shut down the
don't even know his status. That's the good. He
no.
could have had it. He could have
And
had the
then she
bid.
said he probably do because she said he lost weight within a matter of 2 weeks because of his knee. And you thought it was what?
Right.
Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. Did you ma'am? We see the man, ma'am. His knee. I seen him walk. I didn't see a limp. Yeah.
And I will say this, Nene, she did make it seem like it wasn't a big deal. However, we do know people who kind of suppress their feelings. So I don't want to assume that maybe she was just numb of that situation. Some people are numb of that situation, but it definitely doesn't. She talks about that part, but it seems like the rest of the part, she really doesn't bring it up, besides the fact that people were claiming that he was telling people that they had a baby. Other
Oh,
than that,
yeah.
yeah,
That
other
was
than
part of
that,
it.
it wasn't like she made it seem like she was traumatized by that, but she could have been. And we just, she just processes things
She
differently.
probably now feel like it's a sigh of relief. I mean, sorry she
Right.
didn't, have it, but I think it's like okay, I'm numb to it, but I'm glad that I don't have anything that's attached to him. So I'm hurt by it because it happened, but I'm kind of glad that it happened because I'm free. Maybe that's
Right.
the way she
Completely.
said it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe, and maybe she did cry about it, and she got all her tears out, or whatever the case may be. Maybe that's the case. What I do know is, at least from the 50 part, I did not. I just could not do the lives from the 50 part. It. I don't even remember her saying, "I'm gonna find that man that God has for me. I'm gonna have my family. I'm gonna have my husband. That's perfect for me. I'm gonna have my kids." I don't remember her saying that. I just
For
remember her
what?
saying,
She's going to
I'm gonna,
Paris.
yeah, she literally
Secret
said,
got a
I'm gonna
BM.
go on my trips. I'm gonna get my BMW. And I don't trust anymore. If you was in my life beforehand, yeah, but I don't trust at this point. So I was like, so what did you really learn besides the fact that you just trying to get your monetary stuff? You just trying to get the material stuff.
Probably not to
She
use
learned how,
dating apps.
she
What you
learned
say?
how to she learned how to advertise herself. That's what she learned how to do.
She's
Yeah.
going to
Now
be in a
she's a
commercial.
walking
Watch.
billboard.
What did you say, T? Were you saying something?
Not to use dating apps, because the one part I can never get over is when she said that she matched with him on two different apps or something like
And didn't
that, and it
notice.
was two different.
Tinder, child. Tinder. She said Tinder and Facebook dating.
Ugh, you don't
Child,
use
Tinder.
Facebook dating unless you was really desperate. I am sorry. No offense to
Yes.
anyone that uses it, but I would
Facebook?
not use it. That's the last place I'll
Baby.
ever go. Is Facebook dating. I'm sorry.
No. Mm-mm. No,
She's
that's so
probably
old.
she probably was somebody who has been in a lot of the relationships that she's been in. She's always been the financial provider. She probably was that girl, and then finally a guy who actually was able
Because he
to
brought her a tire.
right and took her to the Cheesecake Factory. But again, we don't know what her situation is. She could have been the one who was always going on dates, and she had to either go Dutch or pay for the date. We don't know.
No, the kicker was him changing the tire. She thought that was so. First of all, if
She
you're a
thought
man and
that
you
was
don't know how to
so
change it, if you don't
sexy.
know how to change the tire and you're a man, you need to go back to your dad.
Yeah, for real. Like, let me tell you something. Those are two basic things in life for a man. Changing a tire, you know what I'm saying? Knowing how to, you know what I'm saying, fix your tire. Like all of those basic
Your
things.
hands.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. So when she said that, she was like, I thought that was so sexy. I'm thinking like, what men did you have in your life that you didn't see them working with their hands? And that was just like the basic things that they should know how to do.
She should have go
Probably
sit
a
at the
dusty.
auto shop. All she had to do, she thought that was sexy. Just go to an auto shop. Go get your car fixed.
She said
Some
she
of the
had AAA though. Why couldn't she just call AAA? Have your shit being roadside assistance is free. The fuck?
because she
My
wanted
bad.
Legion to come.
She claims that she called him to just say, hey, my tiger blew out. And I guess maybe she just wanted to let him know, because remember they're supposed to go on a date that night, and he
She
decided to
gonna be
come
late.
and rescue her. He rescued her. He
Again, that's on distress.
so
And that's why she
I
got
wouldn't be
that, and that's
surprised
why
if she
she got
popped her
stress
own
coming
damn
out the
tire.
woodwork.
I wouldn't be surprised if she popped her own damn tire at this
stop it,
point.
me.
At this point, because that's very random. My tire popped on the way to see you,
No,
and
but it
come
can
get me.
happen. That's just a big sign. God was probably telling her, my child, you
She
need to
No,
said that.
you need to make a
She
U-turn.
said it. She said it. She said, God said, when I popped your tire,
God
that was
is
the
trying
red
to
flag
tell
right there.
you something.
She don't listen.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
love
no
the color purple
telling. I
child.
mean,
God is trying to tell you something.
she hasn't really given a background on her own life. She hasn't given a background on if her father was in her life. She mentions her mother. She mentions her aunt. She mentioned at one point her grandfather. But other than that, she does not really mention any other men and who were the examples of men in her life to know this is manhood and this is not manhood. She doesn't mention any of that. So while she was detailed on the things she wanted to be detailed on.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what it is. She was detailed on the things that she wanted to be detailed on, not
Because
everything.
she also said that she was brought up in the church. So she was very, and the reason why she wanted to push so hard to get married is because she knew she wasn't supposed to be shacking up with being with a man and not being married. But not once in that series have y'all ever said that y'all went to church together. He told you that he went by the church, but y'all never
Right.
said that you went to church together. Y'all never said
And
anything about
prayed
Easter.
together.
Yes, you never talked about your commitment with God. You never said anything about that. So what
No, they
Just
went
happened
to
with
the
that?
church.
just
They
the
They
went to
went
the
by the
church.
commitment.
church.
They went
No,
by
they
To
the
went.
church.
Medea. They did
But
Allegedly.
Medea.
yeah, you
I,
can't be super religious. Well, not I'm not even saying necessarily super religious. You can't be about truly having some type of foundation with God, and none of that is brought up. You still talking about the material things. She didn't say anything about them going to church. She didn't say that they opened up the Bible and prayed together. I could even say if she said, I thought he was so special because, like, when we, used to have moments where I was stressed out, he would pray for me or he would give me a verse in the Bible. In none of that stuff. It was just about he said he had $700,000 and he got approved so he can get a house. You
And
know,
he played arena football.
right. And he played arena football and he can get me the luxury car that I wanted. Hey, Hilda. So yeah, that's why I say, and then even by the end of it, it did not give me a final conclusion of me saying it sounds like spiritual growth. It sounds like mental growth. It sounds like she still wants the materialistic growth that she did not get with him.
She
he
likes to
went.
get a
They went by
victim.
the church. They went by the church that he said that his parents named. Remember?
Remember
Yeah, but
Medea said,
going by
I'll
That's
and
go
the
by the
going
only
church.
church they
in,
went.
Drive by.
Going by and going in is two totally different things. Drive by versus going in
Mm-hmm.
and truly being able, yeah, two totally
And that
different
woman
things.
did said, I thought you was gonna go to church. We are. I'm gonna go by the church. See,
Yeah,
gotta go to church.
I
Going by
went
the
by
church.
the church. Exactly. Exactly. So
Like,
yeah, you guys, it's and the thing is, look, I'm all about people having their own opinions. My thing is, don't just keep thinking that you're going to keep commenting and posting thinking that you're going to change my opinion or other people in the crew's opinions. We can all have different opinions and we can agree to disagree, but at the same time, why is it that while it's possible for some people that she just truly wanted to share her story and be able to protect other women, why can't it also be possible that she said, oh, I got something for them. I'm about to sit up there and make my coin and get my celebrity status and everything else that I want. Oh, okay. Well, if Morgan did it, let me show them what I can do. And I'm going to get more sympathy because Morgan, the way she looks, she can easily go into the arms of another man, but I'm going to get the sympathy card. I could see her doing all of that stuff, just like people could see her being the damsel in distress and she truly was just naive and desperate and she didn't know. I can also see the other side too. I could see her plotting and scheming in the situation. Now, was she plotting and scheming from the beginning when it came to her being in a relationship with him? I don't necessarily know. I think maybe in a sense of plotting and scheming to be able to get monetary gain and materialistic stuff that she wanted, like the cars and the house and stuff like that. I don't think she was plotting and scheming to tell her story from the beginning, but something had to trigger this girl, in my opinion, that after 3 years of having peace and not even apparently having any contact with him, something triggered her to feel like this is my time to tell this story now. Something had to happen. Could it be that she was trying to help women? Maybe. But I don't see any type of empowerment on her page after this. Hell, she blocked another woman who damn near went through the same thing, but this woman had a child. What's up with that?
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, you guys, this was a good panel. This was a good panel. I miss having these panels because it definitely brought into perspective. Thank you, T. Thank you, Teeth. Thank you, Yuli. Thank you, me, especially my TikTok crew, because I don't know nothing about TikTok, but the fact that I'm now finding out about this Morgan situation and Risa allegedly blocked her, it definitely brings a different perspective into this situation. And what is Risa really doing and what is she all about? My whole thing is this: if you about hustling and you like, this is my hustle to get the life that I want because I don't feel like I can get it any other way, look, ain't nothing wrong with being honest about it. You're gonna still have people who gonna be willing to pay for the stuff, gonna be willing to pay to make comments and give you a GoFundMe or whatever else you want. But just be real about it. I just don't see women empowerment in this. I don't. I have merch now. You want to be about women empowerment? Pay me. That's the way it's coming off. That's what it is. Let me see what you saying, Nene. She saw Morgan's come up and wanted the same. It's coming across that way. But again, these are all our opinions. We don't know them to be facts. We just putting the stuff out there, including the Morgan hat.
but
And
this is going to be a trend.
and including the mental illness. Oh, yeah, it's about to be a trend. And Nene, I
About to be a
saw that you
trend.
said you're gonna tell your story. And if you decide to tell your story,
I'm going to watch.
I got the first interview. Do you hear me? You look, Nene, my sister, OG crew. If you decide to tell your story, you just come to the Chris crew, the Chris Nicole channel first, so we can get that exclusive interview. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, but on a serious note, though, there are a lot of women out there who have gone through far worse than what Risa Tisa has gone through. And they truly have a testimony to share. They really have one to share. So why this was this big out, I don't know why really this became a phenomenon. I don't know. I really don't, compared to other people. I don't. But it happened and now she's maximizing off of it. But again, we can still question if this was a strategy from the beginning, if this was a plot from the beginning. We have every right to question it just based off of some of the things that we've seen and heard. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm sure I'm going to get the comments. I'm sure I am. And it is what it is. As long as you're respectful, I'll say thanks for sharing and keep it moving. But what I'm saying is what I'm saying. And I'm standing on what I said. Like Nene said, I said what I said. Something ain't right. It's not making sense, a lot of stuff that she said and what she did. And it is what it is. So on that note, she said, I got you. We doing cat girl from your fingers and your mouth to God's ears. Cat William numbers, we gonna claim it right now. Yes, we are. But on that note, you guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for everybody who came on the panel to share. Again, we can keep this conversation going in the chat. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.